Countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to March. It is the Know Nothing Show. Steve Benz, Eric Black, two delicious scoops of radio. I'm here in the downtown studios in Chicago. Eric, Mr. Black, that's the guy right over there, is at the WSEI studios in Nashville. So what's going on, my man?
Hey, you know how Jerry's like, you guys need to prep before the show?
Yeah.
Nope. Sorry, buddy. Still doing social media right now. Still doing all that stuff. Listen, I don't have time. Okay, Jerry, I don't have time before the show. All right. I am busy. There are donuts in the break room. Now, granted, they're like 7 hours old. Nonetheless, there are free donuts in the break room. And I am going to be in the break room until I have to sit down here and turn on my microphone. So prep time. I don't have time, my friend. Now, if you put another 0 onto my paycheck, we can probably figure out some sort of prep time situation. But until then, buddy, I'm sorry. I have.
Wait a second. So the check would be 0.0?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just want a little cheese. I just want a little cheddar.
If you guys don't know about cheddar cheese, you are not a fan of this show.
You don't even know.
All right, tonight was one of those nights where I ran in just moments before we went live.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually, maybe I'm in my, my Gucci suit or whatever. Don't bury all know you're in the glass, but not today.
No,
just kind of ran in. I was running late.
Mm-hmm.
I was at some meetings where I dozed off. If you pull out a pillow and a blanket during a meeting, I'm not going to be paying attention.
That's true. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Doesn't go well. It's like, is there a hard stop? Because I need to get my rest in. I had a rough night last night.
Yeah. I was prepping for the Know Nothing show.
Doing that all night. Doing it for days and days.
All night. Prepping an all-nighter, baby.
Woo-hoo-hoo! So we want to welcome Germany. Germany loves us.
Yeah.
They're already watching. They're already listening. So hello, Germany. The Germans, they love us. Big time.
Hello.
What we need is German beer.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. If you're German and you're listening to the show and you can figure out a way to send us over some of your delicious beverages of the alcohol variety, please do. We would love that. We would put you all over the show. We would definitely talk about you for days. Well, after we recover, after we get to sobriety, which, come on, we're DJs. That's never going to happen. But we'll talk about you. Yeah.
Deliba. Whatever that means.
Sure.
We go, Adi, Wadi. Germans. Got to think about Germans and all those other things like Volkswagen. So how was your week? Did you have a good week? By chance? Because usually you come on here and you bitch.
It was kind of a weird week weather-wise. One day I was out streaking because it was 70 degrees. And then the next day, like today, for example, it was snowing in Nashville. So I think the weather is drunk and just needs to go back home because it's been weird. We didn't get a whole lot of snow here in general, but it was a very nice, very, very mild winter. So this is almost as cold as it's been, and it's probably like, let me check my mobile device, and I'll tell you what the weather is right now in Nashville. It is 39 degrees, about 40 degrees here in Nashville, and it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly for all the Nashvillians.
So you would be, or at least, are you auditioning to be some type of weather guy?
I am. Jerry has opened up another area of the station. So, sometimes radio stations will buy the weather from someone else. Like they'll go to the Weather Channel and say, hey, you got a guy, let's just pay him. Jerry is in his entrepreneurial spirit has said we're going to stop doing the contracting. We're going to stop doing that. We need somebody in house. And I said, Jerry, if you go out and buy me lunch and drinks again, like you did the other day, I would love to talk to you about it.
That's
so right. We're going out tomorrow. Should be a good day, if I can remember it. And then we'll figure out a weatherman situation.
You just do the imaging. Okay. Do it the day before.
Yeah.
It's not going to matter.
No.
Now here in Chicago, and I think that was true in Los Angeles, is they outsource traffic reports.
Mm-hmm.
So it's total network traffic, I think it is.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a website where people sit. I know a group sit here in Chicago, another one in Los Angeles. At least that's what I remember. Mm-hmm. And then they look at traffic cams and they give traffic reports. I, of course, auditioned for one of those where they said, apparently you don't know the freeways in Chicago. I'm like, what? You're kidding, right? And you have to say it faster than normal because you have to say the Ike at 25, the Kennedy at 15. You just kind of ramble right through. And, of course, I threw in some funny lines going, right. It's the same every day. Traffic's the same.
Doesn't matter.
Versus Los Angeles with this SIG alert. I did not know what the SIG alert was for months.
The SIG alert?
Yeah, remember that Los Angeles? The SIG alert. That is where there were traffic patterns where there were backups, and they called it a SIG alert.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
so I didn't know what that was. I was out in Fullerton when I first got there, driving to Hollywood. I'm going, What the hell's a SIG alert?
Right.
Confusing. And, of course, in Los Angeles, you can't move. So traffic and the weather was the same every day.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no problem with that.
Right. I mean, the weather people there, I don't. It seems to be like it would be an incredibly boring job. Well, it's sunny again today for the 125th day in a row. That back to you, Bob. I got nothing else. I'm done.
Yes, but you get to talk about the temperature at the beaches, in the valley.
Well, I was
mountains.
I was actually impressed at how much they stretched it out when they talked about the weather. I'm like, it's literally the same thing every single day. Now, they also threw in there the tide. They also all the other nautical situations as well. So, which makes sense. You're on a coast, so I suppose somebody cares about that. But I figure we have the interwebs these days, so not as important. But
now that kind of gets me to what I did not think was going to be our first story. But talking about that specifically.
Right.
So if you're of anywhere, if you're Los Angeles, if you're Chicago, Houston, New York, so there's always radio stations that get sold.
Mm-hmm.
There are stations that get flipped. Their format gets flipped, whatever. And after my little story, we'll talk about the weather and why that kind of got me there.
Mm-hmm.
So here in Chicago, it's a station called The Loop. Now, the Loop is a raised, they call the Loop because there's a raised rail system and it loops around the city. There's a circle around it. So that's how they called it, The Loop. So this was the station that opened in 77. It was some other crappy station and it was a rock. It was the first real rock station in Chicago.
I see. Okay.
So that's cool. And they would go around and they would sell T-shirts or give away T-shirts that would say The Loop 97.9.
97.9.
So they would give it to any pretty woman with breasts.
Did you ever get it?
I did, always. I turned it into, a bikini bottom. It was beautiful. It looked good.
Nice.
So everybody had it, and it was like the cool thing because now FM was huge.
Right.
Not a big deal. So the 80s happened. And this station just explodes.
Mm-hmm.
It takes over Chicago, much like when KLOS took off in 78, I'm guessing. I think that's when KLOS took off. And I don't remember what the big rock station is in New York. That's changed many times. So with that is the heydays of the 80s, decadence.
Sure.
People abusing. You've got talent that are doing cocaine while on air. They were. I don't care what anybody says. They were.
Right.
Right. So they're demanding more money because they're making an astronomical amount of money on an FM station, which was unheard of. It was unheard of. And all the bands would come to town, the Stones, everyone else would be like, hey, man, they're cool. They're cool. And that's where we're going to hang out. Right. That's the whole 80s.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then everyone that was there in the 80s, pretty much 20s and 30s, they got jobs, had kids, grew up. The 90s happened. Okay. So the numbers go down a little bit, but all these talents were demanding $1 million deals. Now, if you think of $1 million deal, 1988, that is astronomical.
That's a bit much. Yeah.
And in 1988, I actually auditioned. They said no. They said I was too sarcastic to be on air.
Too sarcastic. Okay.
I'm like, you know what you could do? And then I took off for the coast. So with that, so the 90s happened. So all these rap stations and B90, whatever comes on. So it's the top 40, the boy bands start to take over, and that's where the money kind of shifts back and forth. So now the Loop is now gone. They're gone at the end of this month. K-Love is taking over. Christian radio is taking over. Again, not a surprise with the far right in public office right now.
Right. Well,
so if you follow that, it goes left or right, depending on who's in office.
Still a little weird though.
But K-Love has already bought a station here 10 years ago, way overpaid for this AM station that I knew of. There is one in Los Angeles now. I don't know what the call letters are. I heard it when I was out there. I was like, what the hell is this? All the rock stations out there, like KLSX, which I worked for, is now a Mexican station out in Los Angeles. Now, that was weird. That was weird.
Yeah.
So with that, what people are so surprised of, they're like, oh my God, I missed the Loop. I had one of those shirts. So people are posting their shirts from 1988, 1989. And me being the sensitive person that I am. And you can't deny that I'm not sensitive. Right, Eric? You can't.
Right. You can't.
So with that, I brought up, all these people that are still in town on other radio stations. I brought up a couple of facts. One, Chicago radio and TV, they never get rid of anybody. They just change stations.
Right.
And they think, oh, people will just follow them and listen from station to station to station. That would be stupid. Hired from another station because of ratings.
Wow. Okay.
Not because you wouldn't sleep somebody. Not that wasn't happening. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With that, so now you've got guys still making 1.2 million morning show, demanding more money, but they have ratings to support it. So here's a rock station that no one is listening to. And I had to point that out. You're now, hello, sir, you're 58 years old. Your Loop shirt looks like a cutoff from the 70s.
Which is still sexy for some people, just saying.
The belly is sexy.
I'm just saying. Dad.
And then I go, it's all about ratings. And when was the last time any of you listened?
Right.
You're like, wow, you're an a-hole. That may be true.
That is not the point at all.
And of course, I had to tell them, they said I was too sarcastic. And the one afternoon girl that I knew, I've known her for years. Mm-hmm. She was posting her pictures when she was on the Loop and stuff. I'm like, you're on another station. Don't tell me you listened to the Loop, because you didn't. You're on another station. The She.
Wow.
The She Devil, I used to call it. So it's programming for women.
Oh.
Isn't that nice?
Sounds fun.
So let me get to the end of my story. So how we get to this of what you said, weather. So there was a woman here in town. I've known her for a little bit. Very sweet girl. Very good video producer. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I have to give her kudos. She's very smart, very intelligent, actually very attractive. Okay. Mm-hmm. She did traffic. Mm-hmm. And she was like, oh, I'm the funny traffic girl. Okay. No one really knew what she looked like. She was fast at it. Oh, and that's fine. She worked on a lot of different stations. So she gets a TV gig on Fox in the morning. So everyone else on stage with her is in their 50s. She's 32, 34, someone there. Okay. Kind of quirky, actually attractive, kind of like if you're in Los Angeles and stuff. Kind of like, I'm the funny weather girl. She wasn't that great at it. How hard could it be to tell the weather?
Well, apparently pretty hard.
So she gets fired out of the blue.
Bye, Felicia.
Hello. And you wonder why? Because all the older ladies at Fox are going, we need to get this candlestick girl out of here. So she gets railroaded out. So she goes to Facebook and all that, like, oh, I can't believe I got fired. And all these guys like, oh, we love you. We miss you. Because on television, they can see her.
Right.
Right. So she went from 10,000 followers to like 130,000.
Oh.
And it's all guys. Gosh, I'll follow that. I'll follow that.
Right.
So one of the Loop girls that are on another station on the sheet just gets fired. What do we think is going to happen here? And the girl from TV is now going to be on afternoons on the chick station.
On the radio.
Friends. Yeah. So how would you feel about that? Like, I bumped you out of your time period, and we're friends, and now I'm in your time period, Eric Black. How you like that? How you like that?
So it'd be essentially like the second hour of this show, is what you're telling me. That's exactly what's going on in the other situation.
It is.
Okay. So somebody is not allowing someone else to do their job. They're booting them out of there. They're talking way too much. And so the other person cannot actually do their job.
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to clarify.
Now, there was your opportunity to do hand puppets. You have talents.
No, I do. That's true.
But that's how radio works, and that's how TV works.
Right.
It's all about radio. It's all about ratings, and people say, "Oh, corporate radio this, corporate radio." Yeah. There is truth to that. But somehow you have to pay this talent. Ryan Seacrest is getting paid how much money now?
It's stupid. He's probably on one of those richest celebrities top 10 lists we did a couple weeks ago. It's a stupid amount of money.
And it's bad. I'm going to tell you a secret. That sexual allegation thrown at him, I bet his own PR people came up with that.
Probably.
Throw us off track to say, look, Seacrest, very, very manly.
Very.
I think so.
I wouldn't put it past them. And by the way, if that is actually true, great PR company. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
I think it's true. I think that's all been put out there just to keep us off the track. The hounds at bay.
Right. Brilliant.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it should be. And of course, when I think of pretty ladies go on the radio thinking that she's going to be huge, and I forgot that I don't know. We can't see you,
right? We have no idea
because they don't do that at the stations. They don't do what we do. They can't do what we do. They're afraid to do what we do.
Completely.
They don't want to see us.
If you've ever been told you have a face for radio, video is probably not for you.
Right.
Think about it. Just let that sink in for a minute.
But it does get us to our next story.
Oh, good.
And I know you had something to say about a transplant. I was a little confused. You were trying to explain it to Jerry, and I walked away.
Right. As you do. You do that occasionally.
So tell me about that story that you read. It sounds like there were pictures of some sort.
Yeah, there's some pictures. So now this came from the wonderful world of Twitter, and Mashable found out about it and put it on their lovely site of Always True Information. So this there's a kid, right? There's a kid out there that is just budding in the medical career. This is a little kid, just maybe a toddler, maybe a little older than a toddler, but this kid has just so much to look forward to in the medical field. So this person actually says, now there's a photo, and I'll post all this here in a second, but my little sister has an obsession with cutting the faces off of baby dolls or stuffed animals and putting them on other dolls. And then it says, help. Okay. First of all, creepy and weird, right out there on top of everything. Creepy and weird. Now I'm going to post this on our feed here real quick, on our show feed. And this is, I'm not sure how to take it, but it's a little creepy. Like literally they're taking this kid is taking doll heads, putting them, like cutting out the eyes, or putting, essentially it's like Face Off, where they take the whole entire face off of this other person and put it on a completely different person. I feel like there's some red flags, and I feel like Twitter may not be the best place to figure out those red flags and what they mean. Maybe some sort of kid psychologist or your mom. Probably not social media, because then companies and media outlets like Mashable will pick it up and run with it. But anyway, it's a little weird. I'm looking at it right now, and it's kind of freaking me out. I don't know how to deal with it.
It looks like this is a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to the writer of this article and ask, have you written anything else? Is this just some type of plot to get likes and follow?
Well, and it might be, because it's been from this person that posted it, it's been retweeted 18,000 plus times. That's a bit. So if you were getting advertising dollars put onto that, you would be good. You'd be all right with that. So what I'm saying is, if you have something creepy to post and you want to make some cash off of it, take a gamble. Take a gamble. Put an ad out on that post and see what happens. You could get 18,000 plus retweets or likes on it, and you could be rolling in the dough, even though your kid is a psychopath. It's fine. It's no big deal.
So you could, in theory, take this feed and get 14,000 retweets. The weirdness.
You could, in fact. Yeah.
How can we make that happen? Do we need to cut out people's faces?
I feel like there are people out there that they're not utilizing their face to its fullest potential. So maybe we should just go ahead and remove them and use them accordingly to our benefit. Because if you're not going to use your face in the proper way, if you're just going to sit there and not let it be used, we'll use it. We'll take it. We'll make it happen, and your face will become our face.
Because our faces are perfect for radio.
They are. It's true. Thanks,
Although
Mom.
I know that some of our listeners out there, although they could see us if they wanted to, they prefer just to hear our voices.
They could.
So they imagine.
And honestly, it's probably better.
I'd agree with that. In my dreams, you were far more attractive, Steve. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, have more of those dreams. Those are great dreams. Thank you.
Did I have pants on in that dream?
Because usually there's an issue with that.
So let's think about it. Close your eyes. We'll talk you through it. Steve and Eric read Red Riding Hood.
Dun, 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 dun.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun.
I huffed and he puffed. And we both blew your house down.
Wow. Well, I'm not sure what happened there.
Hey, we got to minute 24 though, so we lasted longer than the ladies like that.
That's right. Longevity.
Sure, the guys know what's going on, but still,
probably not.
But did you do anything like that as a kid? Take heads off dolls?
No. I was too busy killing people. I didn't have time to rip heads off of dolls or faces off of dolls. I was too busy slitting throats and doing some LSD. No, I wouldn't say a normal childhood, but I did not rip faces off of dolls. Now I'm going to say this. I grew up in a house where there were foster kids as well. So there were tons of people, not all the time, but occasionally there was foster kids there early on in my life. So there were Barbies around, and I had G.I. Joes. Now, I'm not really going to...
Hold on. There's no proof that you had the G.I. Joes and not the Barbies.
Wait, it's not over yet. Hold on. So I'm not saying that these dolls can procreate. All I'm saying is that they tried.
Huh.
So if there might be some little G.I. Joe Barbie people running around somewhere, but they were both in my possession in my closet, because apparently my closet was the catch-all closet. And they, it was a good party. That's all I'm saying is everyone, G.I. Joe or Barbie, you had a good time. If you were at an Eric Black little get together, you had a good time. You felt like you were wanted, and most of the time, everybody got laid.
Huh. So there were no Weebelos there?
No, there were, but we could not differentiate the drunk people from the Weebelos, so we couldn't really tell which was which. Because I always come in drunk. I come to the party already ready to party. I don't have time. I don't have time to sit around and wait on that happen. I gotta get rolling. So it was kind of hard in the beginning to figure out if you could find, okay, well, this one is actually a Weebelo, and this one is just, I don't know what this is. So we just put them all together and said, just mix it up, have some fun, enjoy each other, have a great time. I'm gonna go to the back for a minute. I'll be back. Just be good. It worked.
I have a feeling that you are a Raggedy Ann or Raggedy Andy for Halloween.
This year, actually, yeah. I was good. I was really good at it too. By the way, I had practiced for a couple years. I'd made my own costume and undergarments, things like that. Yeah.
Nice. I like that. And with that thought, take it in, people. We're going to take our first break. It is the Know Nothing Show. Steve and Eric. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Know Nothing Show. We are back in Better Than Other. Steve and Eric. All right, so what do we talk about now? What is most important to all of us as it starts to get nice outside? Let me tell you, it's vacation time.
Oh, holiday.
So I don't know if you actually open Inc. magazine at all. Do you know what that is?
It's definitely a magazine, I'm assuming, since you said Inc. magazine.
But they just posted a story. Get this. Are you a smoker?
Am I a smoker?
Yeah, like cigarettes?
In hot. No, but I do smoke cigars every now and again.
Okay. All right. So I'm not a smoker. I know a lot of people that smoke. Quit smoking, started again, went back and forth. I've got siblings that smoke. So not a big deal. So there was a big article, and it was written by Bill Murphy. So I got to make sure I give him some love there for whatever reason. He looks kind of dorky, but Bill, that's okay. That's all right. So it's titled, Non-Smoking Employees Want More Vacation Since They Don't Take Smoking Breaks. Your thoughts first on this article before I go into more in depth, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what, there is nobody that smokes more in a job situation than those in the retail experience, especially around the holiday season, because there's so much chaos. You have to work long hours. There are people that you just want to shove their faces into the curb and smash their head. Maybe that's just me. I think it's a good idea because I never smoked. So I did smoke before, but I never had a job when I was smoking that cared. So I think I'm in that category of yeah, you know what? I need extra breaks because they're out there spending 10, 15 minutes smoking this stick. And what do I get? Nothing. I get nothing. I got to stay in here and work with Jerry. That's what I get. Good. Thanks, guys. So I demand it. I'm in that petition. I'm on board.
So in Chicago here, it could be storming or snowing and people will be huddled together enjoying a cigarette together.
Oh, nice.
So if you're talking about, it's usually a 15 to 20 minute break because you got to go down the stairs, the escalator and all that. You got to light up, blah, 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 and you got to come back up, right?
True.
You know, where they'll say, Steve, your poop time was too long because we were timing it. We're going to dock you. They don't do that for smokers.
Not at all. Not at all.
So what they did was they surveyed 1,000 U.S. workers. I guess that's important that it's U.S. workers because Lord knows the Europeans get like 8 months of vacation.
Yeah, that's true.
Somehow we need to go there. I would like to work one day and go, oh my God, I've been here 4 hours. I need 3 weeks off.
I'm good for the year. Let's just call it a day.
It's stressful, okay?
Got to poop.
So this is what they found. That they actually added up the smokers' time that they spend out on smoke breaks, and it worked out to 6 full days per year on average.
Wow.
That's a lot of time if you thought about that.
It is a lot of time.
So that's what, 48 hours of work?
Mm-hmm.
Based on 8 hours. Maybe it's based on a longer day.
Wow.
They also found out that people in technology, wholesale and retail, spend most time smoking. They spend 21 days a year smoking.
Yeah. Okay. I believe it.
I had a hard time believing that for technology. You would think they're on their apps.
Well, okay. So, but look at where society is today. Yes, you are making technology, but then you have to go and test that technology somewhere. So you take your phone out on break because I have to test this particular thing that I just created. Okay. So, well, I'm going outside anyway. I might as well take a smoke break.
Okay.
Maybe
they're not having any, oral fixation is all I'm saying. Okay.
Well, maybe.
Just suggesting that.
Right.
They also found out in this survey that male smokers said that they would be more apt to quit smoking if they were giving 12 days of extra vacation days. While women on average ask for only 11. So I don't smoke, so I want 12 extra vacation days. So I would like to have 4 weeks off.
No, I don't smoke, so I want 15 because I don't smoke. Because I don't smoke.
No. So
I want 15. You know what? Just pay me not to show up and we'll call this even.
There you go. You know what? I would be happy to work 6-hour days instead.
It'd be fine. Let's do that.
Because I really only work 2.
Yeah.
Let's face it. You show up at 8. Nothing gets done for the first hour because you putz around with your email. You have coffee. You sit there and go, oh, my God, I'm so tired. I mean, that's all you hear in corporate offices now, right?
Right.
Sit there and bitch and moan and go, my son this, my daughter this. And most of us just roll our eyes going, my God, someone kill you. Why don't someone just staple your forehead?
Shut up.
Okay. Then you go, you've got that 9 o'clock meeting that everybody's late. So it's now 9:15, and they go, wow, no one's talking about, oh, what, they're donuts here?
Oh.
And then maybe you work an hour somewhere in there because you're reading your email.
Right.
Then it's lunch.
Ooh, lunch.
You got to start thinking about lunch. It's 10:45.
I like lunch.
Where are we going for lunch today?
I
don't know. Where do you think we should go? Anybody got a Groupon?
That's right.
So should we ask Dave over there? Should we ask Teresa?
Does anybody have a happy hour during lunch?
Right.
No.
So then you go, you leave at 11:45, get there at noon, and you got to wait 25 minutes for a table.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you sit down at 12:30. You don't get served till 12:50 to get your drinks.
Right.
Okay. So by the time it's all done, it's now 2:15.
True. Yep.
So you get back for that wrap-up meeting at 3, where you tell your boss everything that you did for the day, which is really nothing.
At all. Yeah.
But that you had a very good lunch meeting with a client.
They were chicken tenders.
Yeah. They gave me a verbal. If you've done any sales, if you know what a verbal is, you know what I'm talking about. That's the one, oh, man, I got a verbal today. Yeah. Likelihood of a verbal signing, less than 10%.
Not great. Not great. But there's still a percentage, but not great.
So now it's 4 o'clock and you start thinking about the traffic. So you're thinking about my friend who used to do on traffic stuff, her goofiness.
Mm-hmm.
where, you got to be out of Chicago by 4:30.
Right.
Get home by 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so essentially you've worked from, I don't know, 10 to 11, 3 to 4. It was a tough day.
It's a long day. Whew. Yeah. You may want to go get a manicure and a back massage on your way home, just so you feel better.
That's right. And then you drive by Planet Fitness to say, I thought about it.
Yeah. But once a month, you actually stop because one of two things is happening. They're either giving away free donuts or pizza, depending on what's going on. So once a month, you at least venture over to the place where you're spending a stupid amount of money on a membership for exercising, which you do not do.
First Monday of the month is Donut Monday.
There you go.
First Tuesday night is pizza night.
See? Donuts and pizza.
It's jammed. 2 times.
300 capacity in most of those places. Yet on their member roster, each club has a little over 5,000 people.
Right.
Weird.
That is a great business, if you ask me.
It's genius. It's genius.
It's a great business. Like I said, Planet Fitness turns into Planet, Playground.
Planet Fitness in my mouth.
Yes. All right, so we go on with the survey. So they also say 80% of non-smokers believe they should get extra vacation time. Plus, the smokers, 60% of them believe the non-smokers should get more vacation time because they're outside smoking.
What? Okay.
So with all that time, we just explained how your day goes through. Now, if you're a smoker, you work less of the time that we just spoke of.
Right. So really, you only work for 20 minutes a day.
That's right. And during that time, you're thinking about smoking.
That's right. That's right. Now, if you're a construction worker or somebody that works outside, that probably changes everything because you don't even actually have to stop smoking. I saw a postal worker in their little truck smoking. I thought that was against the rules. I thought that was not acceptable.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, puff, puff, put in the mailbox, puff, puff, put in the... Now my mail smells like smoke. Thanks.
And it does. It really does.
Yeah.
Now, my mail person, who I tend to make fun of. Now, I don't know about you. Do they have to walk up to your house to deliver your mail? Or is it like a community mailbox?
No, they actually have to walk up because I have a shotgun that says they have to walk up. I'm tired of it just thrown on my driveway.
Nice.
So, yeah. I got a friend, though. I got a friend who they actually have to go out and get it from the truck. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even make any sense. No, that's not. No. I want it delivered straight to me. That's why I'm paying the $12.50 for it to be delivered to me. That's what's happening. You bring it to me. Okay, rant over.
Yeah, I make sure you got to sign everything. Even if I'm sending it to myself, I want to be able to sign.
That's right. Certified.
Well, ours, it's at the end of the driveway. So where I live in a cul-de-sac. So all four of us have the mailboxes at, towards the end of the cul-de-sac at the end of our driveways. So our mail person drives up on the lawn.
Whoa.
To get to the mailbox.
Whoa.
Because they're too lazy and fat to get out of it. All right.
Whoa.
I, of course, sit there and just watch them laughing, where I will park in front of my house so they can't do that. So then they have to actually get out of their said truck.
Right.
And then they'll sit there and they'll just wait and look at me for me to come out. Like I'll stand on the driveway and they'll look like they're going to give it to me. I'm like, no. Put it in the mailbox.
Yeah. Just put it right in there. Just put it in there.
I don't want to take away the glory of you earning $22 an hour.
That's right. For doing nothing.
Now, they say postal workers and UPS workers are some of the most stressful jobs on the planet.
Well, that's probably true because I applied one time for the UPS job, and you can't just go in and get on a truck, much like FedEx and all these other DHL, whatever. You can't just apply for, I want to be a truck driver. Okay, cool. Well, you got to work in the crap over here for a while before we'll move you up, but you got to work down here in the crap. So you got to do like package handling and all that stuff, and then move your way up to actually being a truck driver. So you got to pass a couple tests and all this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I don't have time for that. So I'm not going to do that. But I would agree with that, because I know postal workers actually have to not all the way sort their mail, but they do have to sort it in some sort of fashion so that it can get out there efficiently and effectively. But I'd stress. I don't know. I have a friend who's been a postal worker, but I've never been a postal worker. I don't know.
I guess because it just never stops. It just keeps coming and coming. I think they do have probably set up their own route in their little bin. It's not like they're walking the neighborhoods anymore.
No, they don't do that.
And if you've seen some of the postal workers, they're probably not in the best shape. They could be in a little better shape. You think, hey, put down the burger.
Well, it's probably because they stopped walking the beat. That's probably what it is. Now they're not getting their exercise. They're not walking 5-10 miles a day. They're in their little truck.
That's true. And they can't wear shorts anymore either.
Yeah, well, that's because that one guy wore Daisy Dukes and everybody freaked out about it. So
I think it was the belt that he was wearing. I think that's what it was.
It was a nice belt. I'm going to give him that one. It was a good belt.
And with that, we were talking about going out for lunch. There was a survey. Survey said, I posted up on the Facebook page for Know Nothing, where they said pizza was a very healthy breakfast over like having regular breakfast, or what people would consider regular breakfast. It's better than cereal. That's what a nutritionist. Yes, a nutritionist or dietitian or whatever it is that they're calling themselves. Pizza healthier than, say, Captain Crunch.
Well, I can kind of see that, I suppose, because Captain Crunch is, any type of kids type cereal, it's just all sugar. That's pretty much what it is, or fructose corn syrup or whatever it's called. But and then let's throw in some pancakes, because that's a healthy breakfast. Put a whole bunch of butter and syrup on that. Or some people like peanut butter. Some people like chocolate syrup. You people are weird, but that's fine. You can do that. Pizza, I guess. It seems weird, but I guess.
Well, it says pizza packs a much larger protein punch, and that can make you full and boost, give you the boost that you need throughout the day. So let's see here. You just ate half a pizza last night, so you're going to eat the other half when you wake up.
Morning. And you're going to go into a coma for 6 hours.
Where all the sugary treats. Now, if you think Captain Crunch, if you think about eating that, the roof of your mouth is already tore up.
Yeah. You got to let that soak for 15 minutes or so.
Because you're going to be bloody.
Yeah. Yeah. If you can't suck it through a straw, it's not ready. It's not ready yet.
Or Captain Crunch with the cranberries, right?
Yeah.
That one I never understood at all.
Nope.
Or Frankenberry.
Oh, Frankenberry.
Right? Wasn't that one?
Yeah. Yep.
What were the other freaking flavors?
They were all the same. They just named them different. They were all the same. Every one of them. They're all the same.
What? I didn't actually get any of that when I was a kid, so my mom really didn't buy any of that. Only when we went on summer vacation, where my mom, we'd go, let's see here, my dad from Wisconsin, we'd go and we'd get a cottage. So we would drive 8 hours, so that'd get us close to the Canadian border. So he could go fishing. And I swore every year that we went, he drove us up there so he could bury all the bodies.
Well, it's a good place, honestly. There's a lot of good burial grounds there.
And wherever we were, there was the corn. It was August, so the corn was already 7 feet high.
Yep.
So make you wonder, going, what's up with Dad? What's he doing?
Kind of weird.
And he'd always make sure that there was a rowboat because he bought an engine.
What?
So we'd be like, okay. And then he'd go fishing at 5:30 in the morning or 5 o'clock and say, who would like to get up and go with me? Like, seriously, Dad?
Yeah, give me 3 hours.
I'll see you at about 11. Okay.
Right. I'll be the one here, in bed. Yeah.
He'd be like, well, you gotta catch your dinner.
Right. No, I don't. Since you're already going, why don't you just catch it for the whole family, Dad? That'd be great. Thanks. Love you.
Hey, Dad, I noticed that there's a shotgun underneath the seat here. Any particular reason for that, sir?
Just wondering.
Don't think there's any deer out here, sir. Not sure if it's in season.
On the lake, in the boat. You gonna shoot them from the lake? Is that what you gonna shoot the fish with a shotgun? Yeah, I can get like 10 or 12 of them that way. All right, well, that's fair. I'll go with that.
Did you ever see the movie Shooter?
I don't think so.
So with that, Wahlberg is a sniper. So there's a scene where he's standing in a boat floating in to save his friend, and he's just killing guys, and he's standing in the boat. That's the scene that I have of my father on the lake with his weapon and a fishing pole.
There's got to be a GIF of that somewhere that we can post up.
Like, Steven, get off the pier. I know you can't swim. Yes, sir. I'm leaving the pier, sir.
See ya. Wow.
And my sisters would be sitting outside in the sun, just laying there. Like, leave us alone. I just want to get a tan. Yeah, Dad's gonna like that when the other teenage boys come over to talk to you. Yeah, that's going over really well. There's Seth. Remember, Dad has a gun
on him. Keep the excess.
I think he's gonna be shooting the corn.
Yeah.
I tell you, just kind of sit there, and then there'd be a scarecrow out there, and all of a sudden the scarecrow head would be missing.
Whoa.
Thought I saw some empty shells on the street.
Huh.
Not sure.
Weird.
What's Dad doing on top of the cottage?
A little weird. Why is he in all black?
That's right. And then there's Mom going, fish is ready. We're having fish for dinner tonight. Yum, Mom.
Great. Did you put anything on it? Nope. I just cooked it. Oh, so it's going to be delicious then. Great.
But don't worry. I bought the name brand little cereals for breakfast. The little ones that you could open up and it's a bowl too.
I'll just wait to eat then. Thanks.
I could starve, Mom.
Yeah. I'm good.
Sacrificing for the family.
You guys enjoy. It'll be fun.
Looks good though. Strapping good. And there's my dad like, oh man, this is really good Northern Pike, man. You should have something really good.
Yeah.
Just his mumbler. And then everybody would go to the bar down the street because we need to have some type of television. But we were so far north, there was only like 2 stations. And then have like the farm reports or Canadian weather, whatever. We'd be like, this is great TV. This is great.
We love it. Well, all right.
And there'd be a pool table, so we'd all be looking for quarters. We cover up the pockets so we could play longer.
Right. That's right. Yeah, that one went in. I'll just catch it right here. We'll just put it on the side.
Good enough. Good enough. Yeah, I've only got 75 cents. That better last us a week.
Because we want to play some pool.
And then the rest of the fathers plowed, all drinking cheap beer.
Yeah. Seems about like this show.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
No. Yeah.
Nothing's changed. Which gets us to wow, we're almost at the end of this hour. But we'll talk about the next story here. Maybe it'll get us into the next one. The Florida Senate has voted. This weekend is the daylight savings change. We jump forward, do we not?
We do. Yeah, we spring forward.
So some are saying, you know what, I'm going to lose an hour of sleep. Certainly, if you have a corporate job, you sleep enough.
I feel like you know that it's coming every year, so maybe go to bed like, I don't know, an hour earlier, and then you'll be fine.
It's pretty simple. Just get out in the sun. Your body will adjust.
Just stop doing cocaine and everything will work out.
Well, there'd be that.
Just saying. Meth is way better.
You know, the meth and stuff. So Florida is now attempting to pass that they're going to keep where Arizona does not change their time at all. Okay. Or most of Arizona, I think, does not change their time. So they stay on, what is it? It's not, is it, they're not on, are they on Pacific time?
Arizona?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're on Pacific. So they stay on Pacific Standard.
Right.
Most of the time. You know, I think there's a little section that changes. So Florida wants to stay in the daylight savings time. Now, from my understanding, that's what Europe does. I think Europe is on daylight savings. No, they don't. They can't be true.
They're the opposite of that, I think, aren't they?
So I know that they changed this past weekend already. UK did. But I think there's a couple of countries that stay in daylight savings. So Florida, now keep in mind, Florida, old people who go to bed early and get up early.
Right. They actually sleep the majority of the time. I mean, don't sleep the majority of the time. They're actually more awake than Steve and I are.
It's true.
It's weird.
So they already passed that, which is hard to believe. There were no Chads being counted for that. So these old people will be going to bed sooner. And when they wake up, it's going to be still dark out.
Weird. I don't like it.
If I remember correctly, so the sun comes up earlier now with daylight savings. So, maybe that does help Grandpa and Granny.
Do they care? Do they actually care about that? Or, because, I mean, that's going to mess everything up. That's going to mess up everybody that does any type of business with them. I mean, it's going to probably take 2 or 3 years for everybody to figure out what's actually going on, because now you don't have any uniformity in this at all, because there are several states that acknowledge it. There are other several states that do not acknowledge it. And there are some states like Florida, like Tennessee, that have some time differences inside of the state.
Oh, true.
Just because of the location of the states. And now you have to add on a stupid daylight savings time situation to that, or not in Florida's case. Now they don't want to have that. So they just want to stay in one time period, which I think is great. I think that makes sense. If my phone didn't change automatically, I probably wouldn't know what time it was. I would have no idea. I think I have 2 analog clocks in my house right now. Everything else is all digital, which may not be great, but if my phone didn't do it automatically, I wouldn't do it.
Just remember, Mickey's shorter arm, that's the hour hand.
See, there was an accident. So I really have no idea what time it is because both hands are short. So it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, that's good. I'm just saying. Just how it is. Mickey, short hand. And remember, he's only got 3 fingers. Okay?
Yeah.
Got 3 fingers.
Yeah.
Just saying.
In one hand. Poor Mickey.
So a dog. And his owner's a dog. Just saying.
A little weird.
That's even weirder for all of this.
A little weird.
So with all that knowledge, let's take our hour break for all of you. It's time to drink up just a little bit.
Yeah.
Be back for hour 2 of the Know Nothing Show. Welcome aboard.
This is the Know Nothing Show with Steve and Eric.
Get ready for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
We are the Know Nothing Show. Steve Benz and Eric Black. 2 dudes, 2 mics, 2 scoops of delicious radio. It's kind of weird when we sit here and we're just talking to ourselves the whole time. You know, sometimes we hear crickets. Kind of like this late night, you know what I'm saying? But hey, that's life, man. It's life. Welcome to March and daylight savings coming up. Yeah? Do you care? Do you care, Eric? Do you care?
I'm saying if it wasn't for my phone changing over automatically,
So what time is this then?
I don't know. Can you hold up a thing of Mickey? Hold him up so I can.
I'm telling you.
Need reference.
Mickey tells it all. Tells it all. All right. So since our show has become more of a list show, it's something that we do really well. We don't actually start the list, but we can read the list.
But we finish it. What?
So the list that I'm going to start off is the 11. I'm not sure why it's 11.
See, that's what there was one last week or maybe the week before that was 9. And I'm like, what? You couldn't just go the extra mile and do another one, another 10? And this one I'm thinking, well, I can't decide between the last 2. So Frank, just add it. Oh, that's a good idea. We'll just do 11. Yeah, that's not weird. It's fine.
I think it has to do with, you know, what sound is your guitar, man? I have it at 11, man.
It's 11.
It's louder. All right, so 11 overused phrases dumb people say. Seems appropriate.
It does.
For this show.
Yeah.
So let us go down to number 11. I'll give you an opportunity. There's even a recap. So hold on.
What?
There's 11, and then there's a recap at the bottom. So the person that wrote this is some Slider, TR Slider.
That's his name?
Yes.
TR Slider.
Uh-huh.
I feel like he should not be in top 10s and maybe in porn. Just as a thought.
So here's something that you and I hear around the stations, here, there, everywhere I've ever been. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Here's number 11. I am not a happy camper.
If anybody has ever gone camping, that's probably you. I've never really been. I'm not opposed to camping.
Okay.
I'm not always happy when I'm camping because I don't like to hover over anything. And when you're camping, sometimes you gotta hover.
So when I hear, whenever, Steve, right now I'm not a very happy camper. I'm like, turn the F around, okay?
Yeah, turn that.
I don't. That is a bitch slap if I hear that. If you're not, just say, you know what, Steve? I'm angry. Okay?
I'm not happy.
You know, I'm trying to hold back my emotions.
Okay.
Okay? Someone ate all of my Thin Mints. I'm not a happy camper.
Not happy. I am not.
So that is number 11.
Wow.
Of things stupid people say. Okay. So I'm not sure about that. Here's one there was a lot of research over this one. You can't win for losing.
Duh.
So I'm not sure what they're really trying to say. Perhaps they're trying to say, why are you fat? It's because I'm not skinny.
So, okay.
It's out there.
All right. Okay. I thought I was going to have a comeback. I got nothing on that one. Nothing. Nothing.
And if you expand on that, remember, you cannot win because you are losing.
Yeah. So if you're losing, you're not winning. So really, you can't win for losing. That's true. And redundant.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it. Stop.
That would be a good lyric. No. You sing that to a beat.
Beat.
It's very Creed.
Oh.
Okay. I'm not a happy camper.
Who is that? Who is that? Who are you trying to be?
Creed.
That's not.
That's all I hear when he sings.
Are you a drunk Irish man? Is that what you're doing?
And I play darts.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, you had me at darts.
All right, so there's the bottom two of our survey. Survey said, our list, I'm sorry, overused phrases. I can't say I've heard you can't win for losing, but I've heard a lot of I'm not a happy camper.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
Here's a very important one that goes back to the 80s. How do you really feel?
Tell us how you really feel. Well, douchebag, I just did. So how about that? There you go.
Now, with that, what is even more annoying is the air quotes, which we have seen, okay,
Yeah.
when both of us were in Nashville.
Yeah.
When they said to us, so tell us, air quotes, what station you represent.
Right. And we were kind of confused because we didn't understand if they actually wanted us to tell them, because they said, tell us. We're like, I don't know what else we could do with that, because that means that you don't actually want us to tell you, because you just put it in italics. You just made it not italics, but quotations. So do you or do you not want to know what I'm completely confused right now, and I think you should get out of my face, is essentially what we said at that particular festival that we were at here in Franklin, Tennessee. Not bitter. It's fine.
And then they came back and they said, Mr. Black, tell us how you really feel.
And it was some hipster. Tell us how you really feel. I'm like, you are going to know for sure how I feel. And it's going to be imprinted in your face. How about that? How about that, buddy? How about that? And it was actually a girl. I didn't care. I didn't care.
Now, number 8. This is a phrase that I hear all the time that is incorrect. This is wrong. And I want to beat people over the head with my quotations.
Okay. All right.
So here it is. I could care less.
Or I couldn't care less.
No, they say I could care less. The right is I could not care less. Because
Right.
if I could care less, that means, wait a second. So what? So there's a level below of you not caring.
Yeah, so you do still care a little bit right now, but if we continue this conversation, potentially you could care even less than what you do right now, is what you're saying. So to me, that says I need to carry this conversation on, because they're clearly caring way too much about what we're talking about.
Yeah. You care. When they say that to me, I could care less. So you care.
Yeah.
But I don't care. But you just said that you did.
You literally just said that you cared a little. A little.
And then I always say, but I couldn't care less about you.
I've tried. Yeah, I've tried.
But you care about me.
Yeah. I can't care any less than I don't care right now about you and this conversation. I can't. I've tried.
Some have said they couldn't care less about our lists.
Well, here's the thing. I couldn't care less about your thoughts and feelings. And I have tried.
Let's join hands metaphorically, okay?
That's hand.
And if you can see all of that goes on.
Yeah.
All right, so that's number 8. I could care less. I think we hear that more than probably any phrase.
Probably.
Incorrectly. And it usually followed up with an
Yeah.
I was on a call where someone said the word 30 times in 12 minutes. And I can count. Count. They said, so you weren't really paying attention? I couldn't because she kept saying the word
The only thing I heard was or like. Like That's it. Weird.
Like like, you know. Number 7.
You know.
This one throws me. I only heard this on the West Coast. That is really unique. That one I didn't really understand what that meant.
Huh.
Wouldn't that be that's unique? Not really unique?
I mean, unique is pretty self-explanatory, right? I mean, to be really unique, that's like being extraordinary.
Or in our case, extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Like, sure, have some extra sugar in your cereal. Makes us more sweet.
It's so good.
So they could just substitute the word unique for original. That is original. That is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Welcome to the classroom of the Know Nothing Show.
You're welcome.
Okay.
It's a teachable moment. Very teachable.
Because I could care less that you're unique.
I could care less.
Which means you do care that I am unique. Now, here's one I know you're going to like.
Here we go.
This one works. Number 6. It does. It really does.
That's it. It does. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
So if I wasn't sure the first time you said it does, are you sure? No, it really does. Okay. All right. I'll believe you then. I won't take you at your word the first time, but the second time, you've got me.
It's the perfect time to say stuff like that. You might hear, so can I believe anything they say that doesn't end with, it does, it really does?
I don't think I hang out with anybody that says that because I probably have some sort of restraining order against them of sorts. So I don't think I can do that. Yeah.
You know, Eric makes a lot of sense. It does. It really does.
It really does.
That would mean that you don't make sense.
But I could care less. Okay. Well,
but just remember, I'm not a happy camper.
Yes. Not a happy camper.
If you don't do any of that. So that was interesting. Interesting. Here's a Midwestern saying. This is number 5 on the list of 11 overused phrases dumb people say. I think we do need to talk to TR.
All right. We'll send him an email.
Of how he or she, because I can't tell if it's a male or female.
Sure.
So this one is an interesting one. The phrase is, the dog wants out. I don't know what that means.
I mean, the dog actually may want out. He may have to go to the potty room, which is in your lawn. I'm confused at that one. I'm not sure.
Or is it a sexual line where you'd say, look, girl, the dog wants out.
Don't get the tiger angry. Huh? Let
me tell you, my frosted flakes, they're great.
They are great. Well,
so I don't get that one in the countdown.
I don't know. That may be
5.
Yeah, let's get rid of that one.
Yeah, that right there. Instead of 11, I would have gotten rid of that and been at 10.
Yeah, you'd have been fine.
Made more sense.
Hmm.
Now, this one I've heard from many people that I've reported to over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a phrase. If someone would have told me a decade ago that in 10 years I'd be doing so-and-so,
Oh, okay.
so you have to think about that one. Okay. If someone would have told me a decade ago that in 10 years I'd be doing so-and-so, that's people that don't understand. Kind of like when they talk about the 80s, like the 80s were 15 years ago.
Right.
You know,
Right.
as looking like, oh my God, the 80s. It's like, no, that was 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. If you would have told me a decade ago, I'd be on my phone 24/7. I couldn't care less.
Less.
So
Right.
that one I've heard a lot.
Hmm.
You would have told me that 10 years ago, and then you realize you've been doing it for, I don't know, the internet's been around longer.
Right.
They
Right.
talk about that, like the internet was just invented.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're having problems with time for some reason. Oh, here's number 3. This one's a great one. Okay. This one I hear in every backstage of every media outlet I have ever been at. I don't give a rat's ass.
Many things are wrong with that particular statement, because I don't even know why you would be giving that out. I mean, that's a whole. There's several sets of questions that I have for you and the way that you're living your life. If you're saying this, first of all, why are you hanging out with so many rats? And second of all, stop doing this to those rats. That is not appropriate. Just stop. Just don't and do it anymore. Don't, because in 20 years they're going to come back and they're going to be all vocal about it, and you're probably going to lose your job. It's going to be all over the media that you like mice's buttholes. You don't want that in your life.
Yeah, if someone would have told me that worrying about a rat's ass 10 years ago,
yeah,
see, that'd be a valid statement.
But I could care less.
But a rat's ass, that one, I thought that would have been, well, it's number 3. That could be a top one for me.
Yeah. Well,
I would have said I could care less would be number 1 for me.
Well, we have not heard number 2 or number 1 yet.
All right. Number 2. So it's kind of a formula saying where you could put 2 different words in. So it's how X was Y. So the question might be, how good was that steak? How random was that? How dumb are you? Very Chandler from Friends.
Okay.
But if you're not that smart,
Mm-hmm.
you might use a line like that.
If you're not smart, this is what you're okay.
Yeah. Okay. So how good was that steak? After that, you just finished it.
Right. I ate the entire steak, moron. So apparently it was pretty good. Stop talking. Just stop. That's the waiter or waitress comes up. Was everything delicious? Do you see anything left on my plate? I hated everything. I want my money back. Well,
but if you say something, they don't want. If you say something didn't go well, they don't know how to respond.
They have no idea. So
how was your meal? It actually kind of sucked. They're like, what?
It's horrible. I don't think I've ever eaten out of a trash can before until tonight. So that's good. Great.
Well, I'm in the dumpster though.
That's right. It was table 14 outside on the patio. Didn't know you didn't have a patio. Do now.
Now, I did hear a phone conversation the other day from someone that had bought some type of product.
Mm-hmm.
They bought the product 2 years ago, and I heard the customer service call where the caller said, I'm not completely satisfied with this product and I would like to return it.
They bought it 2 years previous to this phone call.
Uh-huh.
And they're calling up and saying, you know what? I've used this for 2 years now. I have exhausted it. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not working properly, and I don't like it. Okay. So, I don't.
You've probably, I think you've worked in retail a little more than I have.
Right.
So as a manager, what would you say? Someone brings back a top, whatever it is, 2 years later and says, I'm not fully satisfied with this. And here's the receipt.
Well, the good news is that pretty much everywhere I worked that was retail oriented had some sort of return policy. And generally it was outlined on the receipt that you had.
Mm-hmm.
So there was my first defense. In those days, I don't think it's so much these days, but in those days, they said that the customer was always right.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a very, very big issue with that. So generally, I would just be an incredibly annoying person and find out what was going on. I mean, you're looking at a product that they've used for 2 freaking years. Generally, if it's an electronic product, it probably has a year warranty. If it's a clothing product, it probably doesn't have a warranty. There might be a 30-day return policy, but there's no warranty on clothing per se. So you're looking at a situation. I mean, unless you bought the extra service, the extra insurance or whatever it was, I think you're just dumb.
See, I just finished my my bucket of KFC and I am not fully satisfied.
I didn't like it. Actually, it was not
like a refund.
Full
I did save the bones.
You could have those
as evidence.
That's right. And empty honey packets.
I felt that it was a tad salty for my liking. But man, you ate all 12 pieces. I had to make sure.
Well, I wasn't sure on the first 10, so I thought maybe the next 2 would prove me wrong, but they did not. I ate all of it, and I'm still unsatisfied. I need my money. Where's your manager?
Ma'am, I thought I saw you sucking on the bones.
Well, again, I had to be sure. And I'm sure that I will never be coming back to this establishment again, and I will tell all of my friends. Ma'am, I hope you do. And I hope you don't ever come back here because you're a horrible person.
And I'd like to point out, ma'am, that there is a Popeyes across the street.
Go check them out.
So I'll give you $5 to go over there and eat their food from now on.
That's right. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia.
And the number one, before I get to our final break, the number one, it is what it is.
Now, you will find me saying this quite frequently.
Okay.
It is not in the text. I hate this. I hate the whole, it is what it is. Well, no kidding. No kidding. I say it sarcastically.
You do?
I do. And hopefully everybody understands that because I play it on pretty thick. But I think it's the stupidest. This is probably the stupidest phrase in the English language. I think it's incredibly dumb. It fits number one perfectly. I'm in agreement.
Now, I would throw a little curveball the next time you have an opportunity to say this or to debate that line.
Mm-hmm.
When they say, it is what it is, where you could then say, it is what it is not. They will pause.
And that's a thinker. Most of those people will be like, I don't know. I can't.
I'll probably come back and say, was that steak good?
Yeah. I could care less. Okay. Well, all right.
That was written by T.R. Slider I think he was a character on what was that? Saved by the Bell. Maybe that's who it was. He was the athlete. No, wait a second. What the hell was that kid's name?
Slater.
Slater.
Yeah. Slater.
Maybe that's what this is. It's Slater. T.R. Slater.
Yeah.
So 11 overused phrases dumb people say. I posted it up on the Facebook page. Perhaps we can put it up on our social media. Why don't you throw them some social media? We'll go to our last break.
Ooh. Everything I'm about to say is on our website, knownothingshow.com, but you can go find us on Facebook, on Twitter, at Know Nothing Show. And you can find us on YouTube. Just go to their little search situation. That was an awkward situation. Go to their search bar and put in Know Nothing Show. And then if you want, you can send us an email as well. You can send it to knownothingboys@gmail.com. That's right, gmail.com. You can go ahead and do that. But again, everything is available at knownothingshow.com, including if you want to watch on-demand shows. Again, you want to hear the show all over. You missed it. You want to repeat it. Make it happen. knownothingshow.com. We're good to go.
Know Nothing Show, Steve and Eric. Brought to you by, I have no idea. We'll figure that out as we go. As always, it's been fun to kind of hang out a little bit. So, the night's kind of slow tonight. Wouldn't you say there, Mr. Black?
It is. It's a little slow, but I could care less.
Maybe we're too deep for everybody tonight because we're deep thinkers.
Maybe. I'd like to hear from our German friends. That's what I'd like. Where are they at?
Somehow, some way, we've got to get the Germans on. It's funny. I joke about that, but it's actually very true. The ones that follow us, it's overnight hospitals for some reason. Those are the ones that reach back to me. They say, we're nurses in Gutenberg or whatever they tell me. And they say they have this on because they don't have, I guess there's not a lot of radio stations and radio shows in Europe. So that's what throws me off.
That's weird.
And then I'll say, well, do you understand English really well? They're like, no, we're learning English by listening to your show.
Yeah.
At first I go, hold on.
Yeah. Hey, more teachable moments on the Know Nothing Show.
Professor Black and Professor Benz.
Yeah, PB. Yeah.
Which is just weirder than weird. I would like them to teach us German, though.
Yeah. Over drinks again.
That would work.
Just saying.
I do actually trade messages with them, and I've got Google Translate, and that's what I use.
Ooh, I like Google Translate. Sometimes I have to do that with my wife. I'm like, what is she talking about? And then it tells me, and I'm like, oh,
wow.
Okay. She wants me to change a diaper. I get it. Okay.
Well, it's what she's saying is, don't you smell that? And you're like, I smell nothing.
I don't smell. I mean, I have like I have my nose like this. I thought it was you, babe. I love you for everything. I just thought it was you.
I want to just save that gift for you because you're so much better.
This is your shift, so you deal with it.
I wasn't so bad at doing that when my kids crapped all over the place. My brother said he couldn't do any of it because he would gag too much. You just kind of do it. It's like, it's not a big deal.
I was actually talking about me. But yeah, we could talk about the baby too. That's fine.
Yeah, the new cleansing things. You see, that's a big thing in Los Angeles. It's all about, that's pretty much where they came from. Dude wipes. And those are expensive. And on top of it, you use that and you feel like you just put a wet, warm washcloth on your ass.
I mean, I feel like you could probably get paid a lot to be that person.
You just sit there in a bathroom like going, well, I've got a warm mitt on.
Right.
At work.
Would you like some cologne, maybe some fresh soap, maybe a butt wipe? Which would you prefer, sir? They're warm.
I could care less if you use both hands with large thumbs. I could.
Just do it. Just do it.
Yikes. Yikes. So that's how it goes. Usually we have a little more energy. Maybe it's just because it's March and the time change. Maybe we'll be better next week.
Maybe.
Not every week can be a winner.
It really can't, especially with this show. It's pretty hit or miss. Either we're amazing or we're just funny. So
there are shows that we both thought sucked.
Yeah.
And fans thought it was one of our best shows.
Yeah. Yeah. It's weird.
And I often think, were there two other people on the show?
Because I don't remember that being good.
Right, there's our air quotes. What we do need is a new tagline. We do have the 2 delicious scoops of radio, which I love.
What about what if we plagiarized a little bit and said, my Heine? What if we did that? The Know Nothing Show now with more Heine.
I like that.
Maybe we could do that.
I think we can get away with that.
Okay.
And we could charge a $7.95 undercam.
Ooh. Down, 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 down.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
Watch Steve in his black socks.
That's right. Curl those toes.
I do sit in the studio here.
Mm.
And I tend to take my shoes off. I don't know about you.
I'm not even wearing pants.
Yeah. So, well, that's a given for both of us.
Just saying.
But I don't like to wear shoes when I'm in the studio for some
I don't
reason.
like to wear shoes at all.
But, as I could show, I have no shoes on. So that's kind of how I am usually when I come running in here. I pop off the shoes before I walk in the studio.
This is what we're resorting to for the foot fetish people. Bring them on in. Let's get them in. We need some views. Do you like foot fetishes? Check out the Know Nothing Show.
I'm telling you, if we hashtag that, we'll jump. Because, here we are, we're simulcast on Facebook, and we were moaning about this before. Facebook's algorithm has screwed up everything.
Oh, it's horrible.
Now, I know you had a lot of commentary on it. I don't know how we work around that. Yes, we're going to, the 20 stations, we're doing great on that. So don't worry about that. But this Facebook link thing, I don't get it. I don't get what it is. Could you explain what they did?
Well, they made it so that it's all essentially what the bottom line is without me having to go into all of the detail. Essentially what it is they just want you to pay for every single post that you post. So, for example, and most of you know this already, but by just simply posting on Facebook, is that let's say you have 200 friends, but when you make a post, only 30 of those friends actually see that post.
Okay.
Well, but they're my friends. They should see every single post that I post as I should of them. But Facebook says, well, you certainly can, but you're going to have to start paying us to promote those posts. And then all of your friends that decided they liked you and they wanted to know everything about you, then they'll actually know everything about you after we collect our fee. So yes, Facebook has said, we're free and will always be free. Great, except for, but no one's going to know that you exist unless you pay us a large sum of money. Oh, cool. Thank you for that. That's great. And some of you don't know this, but they actually own Instagram as well. So everything that you see, they do everything on Facebook first, generally speaking. If it goes well, and sometimes even if it doesn't, then they transpose it over into Instagram and all of the other crap that Facebook owns. So it's only a matter of time before Instagram starts seeing all of this chaos that Facebook is. And Facebook is actually dying right now. Yeah. They're losing people left and right. They have been for about 2 or 3 years now, especially the younger crowd. The younger crowd doesn't like it. It's a waste of time. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Part of that for Facebook is if you're a parent, your kid's not going to want to be on Facebook, because the second that they go, well, I can just follow you on Facebook. The obsessed parents that need to know anything and everything that their kid is posting.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I don't do that with my kids because I'm like, go away. I don't want to know what you're doing. I know what I was doing in college, so I don't need to know what you're doing in college.
Ignorance is bliss.
I don't need to know any of that.
Doesn't matter.
It's cool. It's whatever. But Facebook hasn't been cool ever since parents got on it.
Yeah.
And parents, I mean, we're just not cool. That's all.
Well, it's resembling right now in its state in Facebook, in the state of Facebook right now. To me, anyway, it's resembling the last days of MySpace when MySpace was sold for like the fourth or fifth time, probably the fourth time to somebody else that thought they could make it bigger and better. Facebook has not been sold ever, but it has gone public, so it is a publicly traded situation, I guess. But it's not. I think everybody's sick and tired of just how contained it is and how much of the crap that goes. Every time I get on Facebook, and I'm refraining quite a bit more every single day. Every time I get on there, I'm just like, this is all just a bunch of crap, and I'm tired of reading it. I'll scroll down probably 6 or 7 lines, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Well, it became a bitch board.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep.
So, and I think the election last year, people blocking each other because of whatever your political thoughts are. How narrow-minded are you?
Yeah.
And frankly, who cares? Why are you reading what everyone does? Oh my God, I can't believe they tweeted or they subtweeted. It's like, seriously? That's what we're talking about.
Right.
I just post random stuff because I don't care. People see it, don't see it, doesn't matter. I guess we're only supposed to have 30 friends that will watch. And frankly, I don't, 90% of my feeds, I'm sorry, people, I don't read what you post because I don't care.
Don't care. Don't care.
And all of you that post pictures about your kids, especially when they're little and stuff, are you out of your freaking mind?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't put your kids up there, okay?
Don't do it.
Most of the people out there are predatory. Think.
Well, and that's one of the things too with my daughter. She's never been. Oh, I can't say never because we have people that have posted, but
sure.
For the most part, my daughter is not on social media for a very good reason.
Yeah.
When she's of age, when we decide that that's okay, or when she feels like she needs to be on there for some reason, we'll explore that option at that point. I don't even like being on social media right now, let alone my 2-year-old daughter. That doesn't make any sense to me at all to plaster them all over once you're on the internet, you are on it for all of eternity.
Yep.
You're not getting off of the internet. Now, there are people out there that scrub the internet. If you pay them a large $200,000-$300,000, they will scrub the internet and get most of you off of it. But you will never fully be off of the internet. You are on it for eternity. Know what you're posting, people. Know what you're posting.
Yep. There's enough people that get mad if you post their picture without their permission, which I would agree with that.
Right. Absolutely.
It's like, why did you tag me?
Right.
I've had a couple instances where someone posted something to me and then one of my friends or whatever jumped on that conversation and that person disappeared. They're like, I don't want anybody else on this. I'm like, first of all, you should have done that privately to me, not put it on my page.
Yeah.
But with that, people get involved in discussions and they shouldn't.
Right.
I mean, this is not an open. Well, I guess what I believe is Facebook and Twitter is an open forum. If you post it, it's up there for everybody to respond. That's what you want.
Sure.
So why would you get upset if I post something and someone writes back and goes, "We think you're an a-hole," and I'd say, "That's great."
I could care less.
Tell me more, please.
Please
tell me more. Could you try 2 sentences this time?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, I hate you. Just like when people showed up at the station to yell at me.
Right.
I thought that was great. I'm like, oh, by the way, the Houston station I'm on, I don't actually live in Houston. Surprise. Do you not understand where it says it's on the network? Do you not understand syndication? Not get it? That's the beauty part of it. And on a flip side, for us, we are not stars or anything like that. But anyone that approaches us or could approach someone that's in the media, it is scary. You don't know what they're going to do when they run up to you or whatever it is that they're going to do. We have no idea.
Right.
Because for some reason, they might want to try to hurt us for what, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Just because. Yep.
People are whacked out of their minds.
Yep. That's true.
Greatest thing, Lennon gets shot down by a lifelong fan of his.
Right.
No one will ever be able to explain that. Ever. And he keeps coming up for parole. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're not actually going to let him out, are you?
Right.
I think the shooter for Reagan is about to get out too.
If not already. Yeah.
So you just go, let's see here. You tried to shoot the president. You're never getting out.
Yeah.
Ever.
You're lucky just to be alive right now.
I mean, I didn't like Reagan, but I'm sorry. I don't even like Trump, but it's the office. Respect the office.
Still,
and
yeah.
You'd have been shot the second they found you.
Right.
And they had evidence. I would have put 4 or 5 and you went, oh, it just went off.
Yeah. I mean, Hillary Clinton's doing it. That's right. That's right. I went there. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, you went political right there. And I know you avoid it.
Hate it.
You do everything you can. But see, I think politics can be made almost fun of.
At this point, I believe that's true.
Too involved in the left or the right. Like it's some type of badge of honor to be a Republican, to be a Democrat, to be a Christian, to be Jewish. It's like, if you couldn't see me, why would it matter?
Right.
Like I would say, because we're both on radio, and we've got radio backgrounds, people couldn't identify me when I left
Right.
the booth. They could hear my voice. I could be on 2 different shows, and this happened pretty often. I had 2 different shows on this station here in Chicago. I was on from 2 to 6, and then I had a 6 to 8 show.
Mm-hmm.
And people thought I was 2 different people because it was 2 different subject matters.
Right.
One was the 6 to 8 was a version of this show, a different version of it. So I was lighthearted in music and stuff. The other was more news based.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, that guy on before you, he's a right wing nut. Like, how did you get that? What made you think he was conservative? Well, he's on a conservative radio station. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But we're easily skewed. The media, that's what we do. Okay?
Yep.
Like watching television. I'm sorry, but they get to decide what is news.
Unfortunately, that's true. That's true. So you have to decide whether or not you want to watch that, you want to take that in, and you want to do the research in order to actually find out what is important or what is not important. And most people don't do that. Most people are sheep. Most people will just, whatever you tell them, they'll believe it as gold. As
the easier way to do it.
It is. Well, and I'll agree with that. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, I can't believe I have a hard time ever since I can remember. I've had a hard time taking people at their word.
Yeah.
And that's just ingrained in me somewhere, somehow.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll look into it. I'll take your advice, but I'm going to go find out if you're talking about what's right. And I don't do that all the time. There's some things where I'll just say, yeah, that's cool. And I don't care. But for the most part if it's an important thing, I'll look into it.
Question it always, which is my philosophy. I want you, if you're going to tell me your opinion, because Lord knows I didn't ask for it, you better be ready to defend it.
Right.
Because if you're going to dig in with me, I'm a happy camper.
Yep. I'm a happy camper. Or happy camper.
I'm ready to go. I'm like, this is going to be fun. Because now I get to shoot bombs at you.
Right.
Just have fun with it. And watch you squirm. Because let's face it. Okay. Growing up, we are who our parents taught us to be.
True.
So if you grow up in a Republican, like the neighborhoods here, you're going to be a Republican. You're going to believe in Reaganomics and everything because that's what your parents did. You're probably well off, well educated, no issues with any of that. Okay. but you're in a different class. So you're going to meet a different people and you've got more money to protect.
Right.
So yes, you are going to step on the lower class because you think everybody's taking money from you.
Yep.
That's why embezzlers are usually white collar crimes, because people with money, they go, I could just step on those guys.
Yeah.
And on the other side, the holdups, which is even stupider, they hold up their own neighborhoods that have no money.
Right.
Are you?
Right. Right.
So when I was watching the things about the riots recently, the anniversary of the LA riots, which I was stuck in, I just sat there in amazement, still watching, going, why would you burn down your only convenience store in your neighborhood?
Right. Yeah. That makes sense.
So now you have to get on a bus for an hour to go get some food for your kids. That's
right. Yeah. When you get a perfect good convenience store right up the street, right there.
It's because I needed some Trident.
Well,
and all the alcohol I can get. So
Trident is not bad.
So that's what it is. You know, you grew up one way. That's what you learn. And I wish more people were more tolerant of each other and just listen, just shut up. Why?
Yeah.
Why decide something before someone is done speaking?
You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means you need to listen twice as much as you talk.
That needs to be on the damn list. Okay. That
maybe a t-shirt even.
That is. And then of course, as my older brother used to say, and Steven, you've got really big ears, so you should listen even more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that was so mean. That was so mean.
And I hate you.
Yeah, that was always a good one. I just hate you, but I love you, but I hate you. I love to hate you. Still love.
Love it.
It's still love. So with all that just kind of, we go round and round with all this.
Yeah.
Even a subject matter I didn't think we'd actually talk about is, we got a couple minutes left, about Kevin Love from the Cavaliers. He come out and admitted anxiety problems and depression problems. As a guy, and we're both manly men. Weird. What is your thoughts of him coming out publicly and talking about his emotions and feelings and where he was at? I mean, this is a rich white guy.
Well, first of all, I think it took a lot of balls, because in that particular situation, and I know we have all this Me Too stuff going on right now with the ladies and things like that, but there's something with men that I don't know what it is, but it's ingrained in us. We've learned it somewhere somehow to just kind of suppress everything and keep it down to men don't cry, blah 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 blah. But I think it's actually good that he came out, because men do go through this stuff. Men do have those thoughts, have those fears, those tendencies, things of that nature. So for him to actually come out on the platform that he did, being in the position that he was in, I mean, I think it was great. I think it took a lot of courage. I don't do any of that stuff. I bottle it. I bottle it and I sell that crap. I don't let it out. I bottle that deep down inside. I drink. I do drugs. I make sure that's suppressed. Yep. But for those people for those guys that are actually normal living adults, that can actually, let that stuff out. I think it was great. I think he did a good thing, and I think it's a movement that you'll start seeing being followed by a lot of other celebrities, a lot of other athletes, and just people in general.
Now, on the flip side of that, some have said that this generation of men are not as strong as they were, that women have actually taken that away from men being the traditional role of being men. I want to do this. I want to be kind of like more my father, quiet, do his job, don't bitch, take care of the family. Where now on the flip side, they're like, oh, now the guys are so emotional.
Well,
so that's the flip side of that, where it's the women demanding, and the women are turning more into guys. And that's why there's so many women fighting over everything, because a lot of this around some of the female issues,
right?
Power struggles that go on. So I think the roles are so blurred on what it means to be a guy.
Well, maybe in general, But I mean, I think for myself, I understand that. You know, there's been times in my life where I didn't the first year of my daughter's life, I was a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
That's just what I did. It worked out to where I was the one that was able to stay home, and she was out working full time. I had no issue with that. I could not, as long as there's money coming in, I don't care. Now, was I raised in a different situation to where I'm supposed to be the man, I'm supposed to be the moneymaker? Yes, absolutely. And I agree with that. But that doesn't mean that needs to be how it is all the time. I had no issue with her going out there and getting a job. She can do whatever she wants. She's got girl power or whatever. So she can do whatever she wants. She's a very strong woman. She knows what she's doing. She knows what she wants. And she goes out and gets it done. That's what attracted me to her. She was very strong in the very beginning. If I wasn't okay with that, I would never be with her. I would be one of those little, I don't know, it's little people, little guys, I don't know how to say that without causing so many emails and news and letters coming in. But if I wasn't okay with her being a strong woman, this would be a really weird relationship. So that's what attracted me to her, is that she was a strong woman.
Now, my commentary on that is I was a stay-at-home father for my daughter for her first year, but there's a 20-year difference between your daughter and mine.
Sure.
Okay. With that, I was looked down upon for that in the neighborhood. If I went to the market or whatever and I spent time with her, I was looked down upon. It was frowned upon. I had women light me up in the neighborhood that didn't want me to hang out with them because I was a bad role model.
Well, on my side of things, now I ran a business, so I worked from home, so it made me able to still do that. So we both worked. But on my side of things, people didn't think that I actually had a job, that I was actually doing anything of value. So you're right. It is two different situations, two different generational gaps. But at the same time, it's the same thing. Because of the way that we have been, because of the way that we have been raised, the way that our society was or is now, that's what is determining what this situation is. So, and again, you know, when I was doing in that first year of my daughter's life, I was the one that was home doing everything for her, making sure that she was taken care of. You know, when mom come home, I would make sure that, you know, dinner was on the table. Whatever it needed to happen, I would make that happen. That was my role. Did I feel weird about that? Yeah, I did. In the very beginning, I did. But it didn't take long before I embraced that situation. I spent the first year of my daughter's life just hanging out with her and getting to know her. Yes, she was a baby. Yes, she was a newborn. But at the same time, I really think there's a bond there, you know, that she's always going to love her mom. She's always going to be, that's who she goes to. But because I was there for that first year, now we have an even stronger bond that I think will just grow throughout the years.
I would absolutely agree. I think women's strength comes from a strong relationship with her father. Okay.
Yes.
My circumstances were slightly different than yours. I already had a son, so I was raising both kids at the time because my wife had an opportunity to earn a better living at the time. It just kind of worked out that way. I was working nights, so she would come home and then I would go to a radio station at night.
Right.
I had overnight, whatever. So I'd come home at 5 o'clock or 5:30. So I get the kids ready. So I would spend the day with them. I'd sleep, you know, for a couple hours between when I could, you know, that kind of stuff. So
right.
Yeah, I think it's a great thing that Kevin came out. And I think at first people thought he was coming from a position of weakness. And I think in the end, he's going to come from a position of strength, where LeBron, who was on his show, who said, I'm not going to just dribble and be quiet. You know, that's someone in an extremely powerful position monetarily and because of the community that he represents. And right. I think for both, I think Kevin is the first step for us as men to say, you know, it's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and not take the abuse. Where it was unfortunate for me. I took some verbal abuse for it. And, you know, I'd flip him off like, I don't need you.
I don't care. Yeah.
You know, that didn't affect me, but that's that 20-year difference, the pounding I took. And I'm glad that it's taken 20 years, but, you know, thank God it's happened. So,
well, but it's the same thing is what I'm saying. It's the same, it's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same scenario where, if you're not in this particular situation, you look down. I mean, I had people telling me that I need to get a job, that I need to do this, and that. And, I'm very quick to tell people how I feel. Even if you don't care. Don't talk to me. Don't ask me a question that you don't want to actually know the answer to, because we will give you a straight up answer. And I did that several times and they didn't like it. People label that as a dick, but it's just, I'm giving you the truth. That's all I'm doing. I embrace being a dick. If that's what a dick is, then I'm a dick.
Yeah. Just don't embrace the dick.
Well, if it's
right.
And
oh my God. See, we probably could have talked about that for 2 hours. It's actually the time of the end of the show. We will talk more about Kevin Love next week. I think that is an important subject to talk about. I think he's opened the door, and I think it's worth more dialogue. We can actually talk about more about that. You can also follow either one of us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. It's actually time for us to get out of here. Any last thoughts? Last 15 seconds there, Eric?
I need to go poop, so we need to wrap this up.
Nice. And with that thought, we are out of here. Thank you so much for listening and watching the Know Nothing Show. Go to KnowNothingShow.com for more information. For Eric, for Jerry, wherever he is, and for the rest of the interns, we are out of here. We will see you next time on Know Nothing.